Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the game Pro Draft. This game came out from Parker Brothers in 1974 and it is for 3 or 4 players. Now in Pro Draft you're going to be drafting football cards into this cool little lineup tray, and you're going to be trying to score the most amount of points depending on the values of each of the player cards. You also have a pretty cool little football wheel that you'll be able to spin and option cards as well. So let's take a look at it. Okay everybody, here we go. We'll go ahead and start with all of the components. Each player is going to be receiving one of these player boards, and there's different slots here that have football positions on them. Here's a center, 2 guards, a tackle here, a tackle there, the quarterback, the tight end, etc. And what you're going to be doing in the game is you're going to be drafting different players into these positions to try to score points. Right over here are the football cards. Now the version cards that I have are from maybe a few years ago. The game itself comes with cards from like the 1970s. A lot of copies don't have those cards anymore, but you can still get them. But you can use any kind of football cards that you want from any year. Just that's up to you. You have value cards over here, and you're going to be attaching these value cards to the football players. And what these are is going to tell you basically have a point value on them. And the higher the point value, the better the player is going to be. And it also comes with like a little scouting report over here. So here's like one 160, one for 40, one for 80. The lower they go, though, the funnier they tend to get. Here's one that says 30. It says falls down a lot. But just to kind of show you some of the funny cards here, here's one that says can't get into last year's uniform. Flaky. Refuses to play on Sunday. That's pretty funny. 0. Allergic to plastic grass. Nice personality. So yeah, a lot of funny little cards. And you also have contract cards over here. In the beginning, everybody's going to go ahead and start with 6 of them. And contract cards are basically going to be money. And you're going to be using these cards in order to try to buy players to put into your draft line over here. You also have what are called option cards, and option cards are basically action cards that you'll be able to play on your turn, and there's a few different types. I'll show them to you. This one says sign new TV agreement, collect 3 contracts, which are these things. This one says sign the top player on the deck for the lowest contract you have. Here's another one that says claim the top player on the deck or any sideline player. A sideline player is going to be a player that's going to be off to the side here. Typically when that's going to happen whenever you have a card, but all the positions are filled. So if you have 2 guards and you happen to get another guard, you're going to basically place him there in the sideline player. But you might be able to enter him in later if you end up losing a card. This card will stop an option play played against you. This one will allow you to acquire any player from another coach for $75,000. And that could be either in the lineup or in the sideline. This one will allow you to trade a player of your choice from your team to another. And this one will do what's called a future draft pick. And essentially what this is, it works the same as a trade, but the player that you traded with will be able to put this in front of him and then trade in that card at a later time to get a free football player here and then a value card there from the deck. So in the beginning, everybody's going to go ahead and get 2 football cards, and you're going to go ahead and place them in their positions. Like this is the running back, and you'll go ahead and place them facing away from you so the other players can see. This one's a wide receiver. And then you're also going to get 2 of the value cards over here, and you're just going to place them behind one of the players, and this is going to basically tell you how much they're worth. And so player 2 will go ahead and do the same thing, and I'll just go ahead and place these here like so. So this will kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. All right. On top of this, you have this football that's got this cool little wheel on here, and this also has some actions if you decide to spin the wheel. This one says draw 1 option card, which is this, and then it says open draft, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. This says draw 2 options, close draft, lose an option card, draw 2 contracts. So it's pretty self-explanatory when you look at it over here. Now what the drafts are is these are basically auctions. So if you do like an open draft, simply what you're going to do is you're going to bid for the top player over here on the deck. So let's just say I decided I was going to go ahead and bid $50,000 or whatever. I would say I'm bidding 50. Another player can try to outbid me, and we go back and forth, and whoever wins the auction will go ahead and get that player. So let's just say I happen to say I'm going to bid $100,000. No one else bid, so I went ahead and I got this player. So I'm going to go ahead and put this player here. And whenever you get a football card, the value card, what you're going to do is you're going to show all the players how much that player is worth. He's the quarterback with the 30 value, so I'll go ahead and place him right over here like so. Now, you also have a closed draft. And what that is works the same way. The only difference is you're going to be using your cards to bid, and it's going to be, you're not going to tell anybody what you bid. So I could like say, okay, I'll put $85,000 here and I'll put it down face down, and everyone will do the same thing. And whoever ends up bidding the most in this way is going to go ahead and get the top card here and then the value card as well. So on your turn, what you're going to be able to do is you'll be able to spin the wheel if you would like to. So let's just say I decide to do that. This one says draw 2 contracts. So I'll go ahead and draw 2 contracts. And it also says a closed draft. So we'll go ahead and have a auction here. And let's just say I bid $85,000 and the other players did not bid as high as I did. So I will go ahead and get this player right here. And he is a guard. So I'm going to go ahead and put him here like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the value card and also put that there. I can do one of 3 actions. I can either spin the wheel and do what it says. I can play an option card, or I can go ahead and take a sideline player and put him into lineup. So just to show you kind of how the trade works, let's just say I'm in a future turn. I decide I'm going to go ahead and play the trade card. So my opponent can't stop me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card here and I'm going to go ahead and trade him for this one here. This one is a running back. So the running back is going to go over here like so. He's worth 45. So I actually got a pretty good deal because this one's worth only 20. And I'll go ahead and put him right here. So anyway, this is the way the game's going to work. You're just going to be going back and forth, taking turns, either spinning the wheel, playing a card, or entering somebody into the sideline there, from the sideline into your draft. And the game is going to end once one player ends up filling up all of these cards. He will get an extra 75 points for doing so. And what everyone's going to do is they're going to go ahead and count up all of their value cards. And whoever has the highest amount at the end is going to win the game. And that, folks, is Pro Draft. So my final thoughts on Pro Draft. Well, this game reminds me a lot of the game Dealer's Choice just because of the cards and the humor that they use in it. But this is a pretty cool little game. A lot of different things that you can do with the options. You got some choices in this game, by spinning the wheel, playing different option cards, and then, having to try to figure out which cards you want. You can trade, which I think is really cool. And you have to do forced trades too, unless somebody can stop you. They're going to have to do the trade with you. So a lot of this game is going to be based on memory because you're trying to remember what value each of the players are. And whenever you get a football card, the value card, what you're going to do is you're going to show all the players how much that player is worth. And it's going to be up to those players to try to remember. But yeah, I like the components. The football gizmo is pretty cool with the wheel and everything. And I think anybody that's a football fan would definitely enjoy this. Now, if you find a copy that has the original football cards, I would definitely pick it up. Those cards, you can get them, but it makes the game a lot more expensive. The only thing I wonder is about the 75 points that the winning player gets at the end. I don't really see that as necessary because they're already going to get the best chance of getting the highest score because they filled up all the cards on their trays. But you could always negate that rule if you want to. But yeah, it's a cool game. I like the components on the game. I like the fact that you can just use whatever football players you want. The cards are cool. I love the little humorous things that they put on some of those value cards. Those are pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, if you're a football fan, check this game out. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, that's my review of Pro Draft. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.